Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to the White Chair Beauty Series,
Welcome.
episode 4. We've been gone for about a week and a half, traveling. So basically we were unable to make an episode, but
we're back.
We're back. This week's going to be about the truth about pricing your beauty services without undervaluing yourself. I know we spoke about this the last episode or last 2 episodes, but we want to get granular and get more into details and, go over it with estheticians and beauty pros out there. So let's get into it. Also, we have 1 subscriber, but hey, we're just doing this to provide informative information, and
You got to start somewhere.
yeah, you got to start somewhere. And if you want to like, comment, subscribe,
All the things.
we
We appreciate it.
appreciate it. And if you write a comment, any question you have
We'll
regarding
answer.
a topic you want us to discuss, we will do that as well. But let's get started. Okay, so why do so many beauty pros undercharge, especially when starting out?
Well, I would say there's a variety of reasons, but I think the first one would be fear of scaring clients away. You're afraid if you increase your pricing, the people that you already have, they're going to go somewhere else. And in my opinion, if a client is loyal and they love your work, if you increase your prices a small amount, that is not going to happen.
Yeah.
Another reason could be lack of confidence. You
Yeah.
don't have the confidence to increase your prices. You're worried, people again will leave, and maybe that kind of ties into imposter syndrome. You don't know how good you are, or you're not confident enough in yourself.
Yeah.
So all of those reasons, and maybe comparing prices to other people.
Yeah.
If people have very low prices, but you're worth something else, then you should have confidence in knowing that you can set your prices and people will still stay with you.
Yeah, I agree. So, I think majority of the time, I think it's the fear of someone starting out. They're not going to have any clients. So they undervalue themselves and they're like, hey, I'm going to just
Charge the cheapest price.
price. You're getting starting out. You don't have enough social proof or content or proof of your work. So that's when the lack of your skill set, you don't have that much confidence in yourself. But as someone, if I'm going on Google and I'm looking for a salon, I compare and contrast. But if I go to one salon, one Google profile or business, and I look at it and I'm like, I see them have a significantly lower price of $20, let's say. And then I go look somewhere else and I see that they're charging $40, $50, and I see a bunch of other places charging $40, average price $30, $50, $40. And I go look, you might have the lowest price, but I'll look at it and be like, why are they charging $20?
I think subconsciously it cheapens.
$20. Yeah, and
Don't
it
you think?
cheapens your brand. And I highly recommend do not do that. Just be confident. It's your marketing. It's not your price at the end of the day.
And when you start out, you can start maybe I think we started at 30 or 35 and then slowly increased, $5 with like brow waxes, for example.
Yeah, the way we price ourselves, we don't want to price ourselves significantly lower than the competitors, but we want to price ourselves obviously maybe $5 cheaper, $10 cheaper than the average price, and then work your way up from that.
Yes.
Don't belittle yourself. Don't undervalue yourself. Don't make yourself look like you're not. Then it makes people think, why are they charging $20? Why are they charging $15? So I would highly recommend don't do that. And it's the fear in the beginning, and that's that makes sense. That's understandable where you are not confident. You're scared you're not going to get any clients. You have to pay your bills. So, but I would recommend just invest more money into running ads and in believing in yourself, and your skill set is why you're there. So you can hear our dogs eating in the background.
I can't hear anything.
I can hear the dog bowl.
Sorry.
And it's okay. So let's go on to our second question. What's the difference between charging what you're worth and pricing emotionally? What's the difference between those?
I think emotional pricing is guilt-based, and it can be like discount-driven. Like you're afraid people aren't going to come, say your books aren't full, so that's like an emotional, like, oh, I have to, do a Groupon, or I have to lower my prices. Like, no, just stay on the course, and people will come as long as you have a fair price and you do amazing work.
Yeah,
you're going to be golden.
It goes back to question one, but
right.
So you're charging what your worth is.
Yes, value.
You're valuing yourself. Emotionally is scared. You're feared. So that's obviously the difference between them. Strategically pricing is, let's say if you want to give a discount, don't give a crazy like 50%. You don't want to give like a crazy 50% off, or free brow wax if you do this, or free nail manicure. I'm just giving you some examples. You don't want to give a crazy discount. Then you're gonna just attract bargainers. You're gonna attract people that only want discounts, and the retention rate on those will be drastically
like
lower.
You can, like what we do, like a first time client, thing sometimes, but that's, once people see the value, then they're going to keep coming back. So you have to make sure, if you are going to do some sort of discount for first time, like a low discount for first time clients, you better make sure that your service is top notch. They love the experience, because then they will keep coming back. So it kind of like entices them if you're going to do something like that. But don't let it cheapen yourself. Yeah,
don't let your emotions get in the way. Always be strategic about it. Figure out like, hey, this month maybe I'm going to do a certain promo, but bundle it with another service, so it doesn't look like you're giving a crazy discount, where you don't look like one of those salons that just always gives discounts to get people to the door, because then you don't get repeat customers. Those are the ones that typically will not stay for that long. They're one and done, we would say.
Yeah, and also what we do when we do discounts, it's for our already loyal clientele on our email list, and we'll do it kind of surrounded on like holidays. Say it's Valentine's Day, we'll be like, book a brow wax and tint, get a free lip wax, that kind thing.
Yeah. So we do monthly promos that we send out,
but they're already to our existing clients.
And then sometimes the new clients will do like a promo.
Thanks for watching the White Chair Beauty Podcast. Today we have a 50% off promo code for all of our viewers. Type in the White Chair promo code at thebrowfixacademy.com and get 50% off of all of our classes. These are great tools to enhance your service menu, enhance your revenue, and learn how to do all of these services. In-depth training by yours truly, me. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Thanks.
So let's go on to question 3. Sometimes I feel like the questions we ask kind of overlap each other or goes back, but we're trying to give more
in-depth, granular
information in regards to it. So how do you actually calculate what your service should cost?
You want to add up your product cost, your time, your overhead, your profit margin.
Yeah. So in this situation, how you come up with your price of your service in particular is, like you said, you look at your cost of your goods, how much your rent is, other overhead charges that you will have, such as utilities, internet, whatever else you might, get charged for if it's not included with your rent. And then you look at the numbers. So let's say at the end of the week, you do, let's say 20 services or 30 services, and then it equals an X amount of dollar. But your weekly budget or overhead for that week, let's say it's your rent costs $400, internet plus all that stuff, you divide it by 4 for the week, I'm saying costs another, let's say $150 or $200. So let's say your cost for the week to run that business cost, let's say $600 to $700. I'm giving you a good, high number. Maybe some people it might be $400, $500. So you got to then look at your cost of your services and say, hey, if I do 30 services of this type of service a week and I charge $30, that equals to $900. And then your overhead for that week is $500, and then your profit margin is $400 or something like that. But you got to include ads. Some people run ads and stuff like that. So that's one way to look at it. But obviously you do more than one service.
And also, too, in the beginning, you have to know either you're going to break even or you might some months. That's why you have to have a good business plan, have money, in the bank, and make sure you have like a little nest egg just in case. Because when you are starting out, there might be some times where you're not fully booked.
And that's just one portion. So you have to sit down and just be like, oh, I'm gonna do this service. I'm gonna just charge $25. And no, you have to know what you're charging. So it goes by geographical, your location.
Yes.
Your competitors, how much does it cost you to run that business? And at the end of the day, then you sit down, you average everything out. Like, all right, I need to charge for this service, this much, for this service, this much, for this service, Then there's the upsell items that you do that are like, let's say, for example, as in our brow bar, let's say we charge $40 for our brow wax, but then we charge an upsell for a lip wax, $12, $15. So you got to look at stuff like that. Doing upsells is very important for your business, but then knowing your price point, it helps you manage your overhead and it manages your, I forgot my next word because I'm focused on Mookie or dog. So it's all strategic in regards to that. So sit down, look at your numbers, and that way just don't guess. Don't guess about it. Don't approach it that way. Can you raise prices without losing loyal clients?
Absolutely, yes. But you just want to make sure that they are prepared. Either do an email, let them know. Like when I raised my prices, I remember I already had some clients on my books, so I honored that price point and then let them know the next time, it will be the new price.
Yeah.
So you just don't want to
Yeah, for sure. It's that to me is
not tell them or
you definitely will not lose your loyal clients. Number one, your loyal clients, I'm defining them as they have been to you more than 3 or 4 times.
Yes.
Plus 3 or 4 times plus. So they don't value you based on your price. They value you based on the service you provide, the experience. So yeah, to me, don't be scared. So as long as you're confident that you need to raise your prices based on, hey, the rent is going up, this is going up.
You're not just doing it for like greed. I want to make money, or I want to buy this, or I want to buy that. If you really think that, you deserve it. Like I think we didn't raise our prices for 3 years or something like that.
Yeah, when we first year we started is when we were figuring out our business. We didn't know the numbers that well, but we did to the best of our ability, but then you have to, in any industry, you always have to pivot. So when you pivot, we realized, all right, we're undercharging by $10. We knew we're undercharging by $10 or $15, but we're not going to raise our prices significantly high.
Right, you have to do it
all
in
at
small
once.
increments.
Exactly. So we raised it $5, and then 4 months later, we're like, all right, we need to raise it another $5, and we didn't lose any clients. If anything, they were like, oh my God, you guys are growing. I'm so happy for you guys.
And we sent out a nice email, let everybody know, made sure they're, and even now when I go out to LA, I do have, a little bit of a price increase because of my travel and whatnot. And I let people know, and I have not lost any clients from that. They're happy to see me. I go out there once a month.
Because they're loyal clients, they value.
Because they're loyal, yes. So as long as you're not doing a crazy increase, like $20 for, people will stay.
Yeah. So I think, definitely you will not lose your loyal customers. Which leads on to the next question. How do you communicate price increases in a confident way?
Well, I think we kind of went over that, but in a confident way, like send a nice email, let them know why, let them know if product costs are going up or whatever it may be.
Well, I'll get more in depth with it. Is number one, you want to, I'm not sure if you mentioned, you want to extend it out 2 to 4 weeks in advance. Where like, hey, I'm going to be raising my prices. Have it in your salon. Hey, prices are going up September 1st. So they're not like caught off guard. Like, oh, what? You raise your prices? I didn't know that.
That's what I was saying before. Like, always honor the price if they already have a appointment booked. Like,
right. And another thing that goes, part of that is one, with your confidence that you're telling them, that you're mentioning to them is you're letting them, hey, the reason I'm raising my prices is because X, Y, and Z. Inflation, rent's going up, this is going up, right? That's a confident way, an honest way of saying it, and people will understand that. Another way is build value when you do send an email out or let your clients know, like, hey, the reason I'm raising my price up is now my services includes, we're doing a 30-minute time frame, we're doing this, we're doing that. So build value.
Yes.
Add value to why you're raising your prices, and that will make your customers understand. All right, that makes sense. I love the experience, I love the service, I value them. So
I have a good example. So when I first started doing lash lifts, we started our price point at 120. I had just learned, and I had learned I was basically using every single one of my friends, my mom, anybody I could get my hands on to try to perfect my technique. And when I started, I would give clients 50% off, like just because I told them I had just started. And once I felt confident, I put the price point at 120, and that price point was because I felt like that was what I was worth. As I did more and more and became really, really great at the actual service, we decided to up it to 150, and that was kind of what everybody else was charging as well. So we decided to do that. And what I said is we will include a free lash tint, complimentary lash tint with every single service. So people feel valued and they don't feel like they have to. That's something that it takes me a couple extra minutes and no time at all, but it adds added value for those clients.
Yeah. So it's like a one package, and you're adding
so
that
they
value.
feel
That's a perfect example.
They feel like it's like worth it,
Yeah, absolutely. That makes sense. Is discounting hurting your brand long term?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think constant sales, people subconsciously are like, why are they? I mean, look at Groupon. When you see something on Groupon all the time, you kind of veer away from it. I mean, there is a specific type of person that looks at Groupon, but do you want your business associated with that? If you don't mind that, great. We don't want our business to be constant couponing. I don't think it drives loyal clientele. It's going to result in clients that, are a one-time looking for whatever,
Yeah, I agree. So, you don't want to get the bargainers, the discounters. And not that they're, I like getting discounts too, but I know it's a certain product I'm buying. It's not like I'm going to continuously do that. Yes. So going to first service. Service is different. You're providing a service and you're expecting them to be repeat customers and come every 4 to 6 weeks.
Yes.
So when you're attracting bargainers or discounters, they're going to always expect a low price. They're going to always a deal. And you're like, hey, I can't do that. I'm booked now. But you want to bring customers that respect you, that value you, and they're always going to be there. And it all starts by how you don't have to get, like I said, mentioned earlier, you don't have to get people through the door with prices. You get people through the door with your branding, the content, social proof, stuff like that you do. And then the prices is something they look at, but they don't look at it like, there's one place that, let's say, charges $100 for the same service you do that a normal person charges $50. That person that does it for $100 better back it up.
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, they gave me champagne when I walked in. They did this. They gave me a massage while I was waiting in the waiting room. Like, you better back it up. But if you're just stick with don't discount your prices. You don't want bargainers to come in because, like I mentioned earlier, your retention rate will be below.
Because they're always
40,
looking
30%.
for that discount. And they might not care as much about quality, which is fine. Some people, they'll go to, a hole-in-the-wall threading spot. But I've had so many clients that will get half of their eyebrow taken off, like it just, you kind of get what you pay for sometimes. And if you're okay with that, that's totally fine. But, we want to attract the type of clientele that doesn't want that.
Yep, agreed.
They want the experience. They want the, consultation. They want the service to be done correctly, and they want to leave feeling amazing.
Yeah. So to answer that question, long term, absolutely. If you do is discount hurting? Yeah, because your retention rate is low and you're attracting the wrong customers for your business.
Yes, I agree.
So that's that. What's one service you raised prices on and it actually helped the business?
Oh, I think I was already ahead of this with the lash lift.
Yeah.
Literally, that's exactly like the lash lift example is great because, I didn't feel comfortable charging such a high price because I knew that I was new at it, and I knew I wasn't, as fast at it. And I didn't feel comfortable. But once I became super proficient in it, I felt comfortable raising my price. And then I added that lash tint in there. So people, you say, hey, we're raising our prices, but we're offering a complimentary lash tint, and then people feel taken care of.
I think this is you can get really granular with this question. When the service you can raise that would help your business is one. I look at. I'm a data person, so if for example, I go through my POS system or booking system, which if everyone's using one, you have data. You can look at the analytics on it, and you look at a particular service for let's say I'm gonna do a 30-day or 90-day report. So I pull the report and I'm like, all right, this service is doing this many per month. This service is doing this many per month. This service is doing this many per month. Now, if I sit down, I'm like, all right, I need to increase my profit margin by X amount of dollars. I know if I increase this service that I'm doing a high volume of, I know for a fact I can hit that margin, that profit margin. That's one way to approach it. Another way was your way that you mentioned that you added value to it, which is a perfect example. We charged $120, and then we raised it to $150 by simply just saying, plus we wrote on our service plus added tint on it. That adds value to it, and we were able to raise the prices. And then by raising your prices, a lot of estheticians, beauty pros get nervous or scared, but you're actually attracting the clients that are serious, that want that service, that understand that service. And if you're providing good quality work, word of mouth, you shouldn't generally be worried. So so that one service particularly, you can. I'm a data guy, so look at which one will actually bring your margin will increase, which one that you can actually add value to it with the lash lift, like we explained. Bundling services up, adding, increases the prices. So adding value and attracting the right customers.
How do you know you've outgrown your current pricing model? Since you're the numbers guy.
So when you ask that question, what do you mean by outgrown? Do you mean like you're fully booked now, or you are?
Well, you've been booked out, and you feel like you're confident enough to raise your prices.
So that's a good question. You're never. So you should never raise your prices based on you being fully booked, or that just shows growth. So it's a good thing. If you're booked out, you're like, oh, I need to raise. So basically in your head, you're saying, I need to raise prices because I need to push away those certain customers to not book. No, you don't want to approach it that way. You want to be strategic. That's when you sit down and be like, all right, this is what I can do. One is that's amazing. If you have a good price point and you're fully booked, that means you're making good money. You should be happy where you at. If that's making you happy, stay where you're at. You can raise your prices $5, let's say, or, very small amount. And that's if you let the customers know, hey, due to rent, due to this, I need to raise my prices. You can't just be like, oh, I want to raise my prices $5 because I'm fully booked. When you get to that level, so in this situation, what I'm trying to get at is don't raise your prices. Instead, depending on what mindset you have, what you're looking into is you need to grow. And the only way you can actually grow is, we were in the same situation, was I need to onboard someone. That's when you hire someone. That's when you sit down like, all right, is this something I really want to do? Yes, it's more pressure. Yes, you need more work, but that's what work is. If you love what you do, I got to the point where I could not take the workload. I was booked solid for at least a month in advance. Like, people would book, and I was like, okay, it's time. You're growing.
I was also pregnant at the time with our son, and I just knew it was time. I was going to go on maternity leave. It was honestly perfect.
Yeah, it was actually a crazy time because we're at a point where like you're fully booked. It's a good problem to have. COVID happened. You were pregnant. It's like a storm, happening. I wouldn't say the perfect storm, but it's a crazy time. And we're sitting down like, oh, what are we gonna do? And we were called Brows by Naomi, and I was like, you know what? This is what we can do. We can stay where you're at, be happy, or we can completely rebrand ourselves and hire someone. So we changed our name from Brows by Naomi to the Brow Fix during COVID. And then when we were able to, when they allowed you to work, California, we onboarded our first brow artist, and then she was busy, and then you returned, and then you were busy, and we're like, okay, so I think it's time to
hire another person.
And then rinse and repeat. So every time you bring someone, focus on your retention rate and quality of work. Always. That's your number one priority for your business, is provide quality work, amazing customer service, and focus on your retention rate to be 60% or more. And if you do that, your business will grow.
Yep. And also just hiring the right person, because you want somebody to, I feel like when I am hiring, I look for the person to have a little bit of like me in them. Like obviously you want your clients to have the same sort of experience.
Your reflection.
Yes.
And what they're looking at.
Yes. And that could be a whole nother episode, but.
Yeah, that could be. But yeah, that's what I would say is hire someone. Don't increase your prices, or be happy where you at, and you're in a good situation. Last question. What role does perceived value play in justifying higher prices?
I think high-end experience justifies higher prices. So, I mean, just look at the Four Seasons, for example. People are paying for that brand, but it's not like you don't go there and you're like, oh, no, you're going to go there and you're going to get the top notch of everything. People pay that because they feel like it is worth that. So if you do that same, type of experience, people will come back and look forward to seeing you. And
this is another one of those questions you can get into deep detail. At the end of the day, your value is based on your brand. So when someone goes on your Instagram and they look at it, they're like, oh, wow, this looks amazing. Look at the pictures they do. Look at the amazing work. Look at the content. From there, then they probably click on your website. Then they go on your website, and visually how you brand yourself on your website.
Super important.
You can make yourself look like, so when we first started, we made ourselves look like we are.
People thought we were a franchise or like a huge corporation, and it was literally me. It was the two of us, we're answering phones.
Yeah, they're like, your website's really nice. And because I was like, that's what I need to focus on. I need to make myself look, how they say fake it until you make it, but we're not faking it. We're just putting more effort into making ourselves look. Well,
because people will take you seriously. If you have that, that's like your business card, your website, right?
Yeah, so, no one passes out business cards anymore.
No, they look at your website.
They look at your social media is your business card, or the new modern day business card, your website. All that is branding. So when you brand yourself, when they go on, like I mentioned, when they thought we're a franchise, or thought we're a big corporation. One time we have an automated system. That's another thing we added. We added like an automated phone system, and we can't pick up the phone and someone leaves a voicemail like, you big franchises, you corporate.
We're like, we're
I was like, I took it as a compliment. I'm like, they think I'm a corporate. All right, I'm a family-owned business.
It's just the two of us.
We're one salon at that time. There was like 3 of us now, or we onboarded. So there's 3 or maybe even 4. I'm not sure, but regardless, is your branding matters, and that's how people perceive you, and then you can put a set. That's what I said on our last previous episodes. Value yourself, and that's how you value yourself. If you put more effort into creating amazing pictures, content, and your website, I don't know how many times I read about our website and how many times I
you do
look
it
at
still today.
the psychological factor of people when they go on the book now buttons here, the colors I use, the branding of it, that all matters to me. And it should matter to everyone else.
It should be a seamless experience from start to finish. It should not be, I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've tried to book something, some sort of service or whatever it may be. And if the experience is like, it doesn't work, I stop, because people now, especially nowadays, they have no, what's the word?
Well, it's impulse decisions.
Yes.
Where people they want something instantly.
People
so
don't
they want something like now. I want it now.
Yeah.
Like you go to Amazon, I want it now. I'm gonna get.
Their attention span is very small.
Yeah, so you gotta make your booking system better be.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
And then when they come in, you want to make sure they have a good experience as well. The whole thing from start to finish. And that starts with a click on Instagram or the click on your book now or whatever it is. And then when they come in, the whole entire experience should be seamless. That's
where your price, and you can justify our prices, is your branding and their user experience, their seamless experience, not just at the salon, before they get to the salon. Your value is built prior to them even visiting you, and that's when you can justify that's when someone, like I said, mentioned, if they're charging, our brow waxes are $40. Let's say your manicure is $50, your massage is $60, and another place does 2x that, 120, 150. They better back it up, or their retention rate is going to be very low. But if they can get through the door and they give them an amazing experience, then that's their business model, and that's how they roll. Anything else we need to discuss today besides our dogs just walking around and eating food?
We're still trying to get everything.
We can't. Before we had them locked. We had them not locked. We had them in our bedroom. It's a nice size bedroom.
Animal control.
No, we put them in in our bedroom with the water and food, but they kept scratching the door, damaging the door. So they're.
And we live in Texas, and it's 100 degrees, so.
Well, not our house, but.
No, outside. So we can't put them outside.
No, they don't. They want to go outside. They're not outdoor dogs.
They're cat dogs.
Anyways, subscribe, leave us a comment. Until next week.
Yes.
Yes. All right.
Thank you.